And next, I'm running my automation. There you can see I have email, subject, body. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I streamlined my sales prospecting process with AI. So basically it saves me 2 to 3 hours of work. It means I can send more, therefore I can convert more, and I can make my emails more personalized with AI. And it's relevant for you because I'll show you the process of doing this, so then you can learn how to do it for yourself. So recently I worked on the sales process where basically I look for jobs on LinkedIn. If I'll present them an offer for lead generation, there is high chances that they will need my offer. What I'm doing here is I have this form that I created as part of this process, and I just fill out this form. I fill out the contact details, I click submit, and basically I go back to my Airtable, it saves here. And next I'm running my automation. Okay, then I got this text. There you can see I have email, subject, body. And by the way, we see that this email is great. Hey, name, some good afternoon, and it's based on the time right now. So you are an SDR at your company. This is a personalized line generated with AI. I can edit this a little bit. With a click of a button, it seems like I created a personalized email for this person. It seems like I did some research. So these are the steps of streamlining your sales process. What are the 3 to 10 main steps that I'm doing on a daily basis, or essentially in this process of reaching out to people? So I need to find the job post, I need to get the job details, I need to get the company data, and what kind of data do I need to get in order for me to create that personalization and all these things. It's important. Then I need to find the right contact, I need to get their contact information, I need to find and verify their email, I need to generate some personalization with AI or maybe by myself, I need to generate the greeting. That's the whole process. Okay, so this is the first thing, kind of creating a checklist, an SOP that if I give it to an SDR or a different person, or I'm hiring someone to do the work for me, they will understand exactly what to do. Then what I did is I'm thinking about, okay, what are the tasks that I'm doing on each step? And also what are the tools that I'm using on each step? So to find the job post, usually I go to LinkedIn, or maybe I have some other sites that I can source leads from. So I have LinkedIn. And then I need to find the jobs, I need to put some keyword on the job and to find jobs that are relevant. To get the data, I need to fill out the form or put it in somewhere to save it somewhere. Maybe it's the CRM I'm using, for this case, Airtable. Also getting the company data, also Airtable and LinkedIn. Then to find the right contact, I need to manually go on LinkedIn. Getting the contact information, some of it is on LinkedIn, some of it I need to find and verify the email. I'm using tools like Apollo.io, sometimes Zoom Info, and you have also I'm using a verifier, a tool that is verifying the emails. Sometimes the information from these sources are not verified. I'm using AI to generate the personalization, so maybe I go to ChatGPT, write some things manually, so I'm using kind of an LLM, can be ChatGPT, Claude. I have a draft that I'm using, and yeah, the tools that I'm using here is basically a template. And we have the Gmail that we use it to send and doing all this work. So these are the tasks and these are the tools. Now we want to come up with a list of things that we want to start automating right now. And we want to rank these tasks based on 3 criteria. So we're going to have a task and we want to have 3 criteria. The first one is how much is time consuming from 0 to 10. How much manual and IA to do it from 0 to 10. And how complex is it to automate. And we'll talk about this one in a moment. Then we're gonna write down here, let's say for example, find an email and verify it. So I need to go to Apollo, I need to do all these things and so on. I put maybe 5. I put here, how much do I hate to do it? Maybe 10. How much complex it is to automate? Maybe I still don't know, so I can leave it empty. And then you have like a total score and you can just rank it based on the scores. And then you will have like 3 to 5 top tasks that is pretty clear that once you do them, it will save you tons of time and it will give you some benefit right away. Now, in terms of complexity to automate, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you maybe are not technical, you're not sure, maybe you didn't do all these things before. Some of these tools have APIs. So for example, if we'll go one by one, LinkedIn, for example, doing some automation on LinkedIn can be pretty difficult and complex because their API is pretty strict. They want to keep their data, so they are not allowing a lot of flexibility there. So we need to use some scraping for this. Airtable, very easy API. Apollo's the same. This one the same also, and Gmail also has some API. So If you are not sure, you can start by doing this and then ranking the complexity to automate this. And this brings me to automation mechanisms, which is basically based on the name. It's mechanisms that are helping us to automate the processes. Once we identified what's the process, the tasks, and everything that we want to start automating, now it's time to start and actually automate this. So we have templates, which is, as you saw, the template of the email that I sent. It's a template. It's something that I write again and again. And, of course, I'm personalizing it a bit different, and I want to make sure that it's customized for the person. But in general, the angles when you send cold emails or outreach, it's kind of the same. Like you have the personalized line, you have the angle, and you have the CTA. And you can play with them, but the template is kind of the same always, just the details in itself, it's kind of different. So we have also frameworks and SOPs that we just talked about, just a checklist of things that we do. And we have APIs that we can connect to these tools, and instead of going to them manually, we can just trigger them automatically. We have libraries. So for example, one of my outreaches to do personalization, this is just a side pro tip, I translated the first name to my native language. When you send the name in the native language, it connects better and opens rate are greater, more responses, more booked calls. And we have also integrations with existing tools that you are using. So maybe you are not using Airtable, you're using HubSpot as a CRM. And finally, we have the AI part, which is using LLMs that will basically automate some of these tasks. Now, the process that I started with, we take the SOP and we make it as structured as possible. So we want to have the data in one place. For me, it was Airtable. We want to have everything structured and we want to have this SOP. And then we want to start with simple automations and forms. So for example, if we'll take a look at the form here, the table that I will show you, this table, there is a lot of details here that might not be relevant. And sometimes it's confusing. So if I go and just put the information here, sometimes I might not sure like what do I need exactly. So when I use this form, it's pretty clear to me that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fields, and that's it. But now I use a form and I put all the data in one place. This is the first stage. Now then what I recommend you to do is use no-code tools like Airtable and Zapier and make.com. I specifically recommend Airtable because this is the example I showed you. And also Zapier, they have like new features they released recently that are pretty similar to Airtable. But what you can essentially do in Airtable is actually everything. You can build automations, you can gather your data in one place, you can add even code, and you can build interfaces. So for example, I showed you code, but actually you don't really need code until a late stage. Okay, I just use Python because it's easier for me. But essentially, if we go to the section of the automations, we see here tons of options. So you can send emails, as you can see here. You can run scripts. We'll go through this in a moment. You can send email, you can use Gmail, Slack, you can get notifications, you can use Google Sheets, and you can build complete workflows. Everything that I did with code, you can essentially build here with no code and with a little bit of code. The cool thing is I can run codes here and I can do something like, as part of the workflow, I can run code, JavaScript code here. And if I have no idea what to do, I can just go and ask ChatGPT to build a script and test it until it works. And it's pretty like small code snippets that you really don't need to understand. And LLMs are really powerful these days and they can really handle this pretty well. So you really don't need code. You just need to test it that it's working and you just need to give it the right instructions. So for example, we can run a task. The triggers here are pretty cool as well. We can run a task at a scheduled time, or let's say once I did this form and I click submit, you have like when a form is submitted, I can then go run some automation that is creating the template and I can update the data on Airtable. For example, the way I built these templates is I have this leads table that I showed you before, and I also have these email templates. This is basically the template that I just showed you. So if we take a look at this, we have like quick questions about company name, and we also have this script. This script is based on the fields we have on the leads table that I showed you before. But some of these things here are more complex. So these are the fields that came from the table, also this. But greeting, for example, is something that I auto-generated with logic. One-liner, it's also something that I generated with AI. And this is a template. So what I can essentially do, and I can take this template, I can build this table as we see here. I can go here and I can just ask ChatGPT, please create a Airtable script that populates this table template with data from a record. And this is it. Like, it just takes the data from the leads and building this. We can go and create separate jobs for greeting, you know. So if I tell it to write, to calculate the greeting based on the time of the day, you see that I got a full script. If I go and I run it on Airtable, all I do is paste it, test. We have some error here, but let's ignore it for a moment, just paste the result. So we see we got good morning. So we can separate these tasks to different small tasks and basically build this together with no code and AI and get to a very good result even without coding and without doing complex stuff. Now, if you need help to streamline your sales process, or you need more in-depth help, so you want to build more complex automations or maybe more than what I showed you here, there is a link below. If I'm available, there will be a link to book a call with me, and I'll just go in a call and we'll give you some breakdown. We'll talk about your business. We'll take a look at your current processes and see where we can add automation and AI and create kind of a roadmap for where you can start automating, and basically the table that I showed you, but just overall on your business, on all your operations. If I have less availability, there will be a link to a form when you can put your details of the company, and I'll just reach out to you. Now, if you want to see more videos about streamlining operations, automating stuff, AI, and so on, and saving time in your job and your business, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified when I have new videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next time. Bye.